Hey guys, Comicbookjunkie here. Gonna do another one of my investment videos. This is part 3. Today I'm going to focus on the importance of cartoons. I mean, I see a lot of people talking about the movies and stuff, but I really think the cartoons are where really affect the long-term investment value of some comics more so than a movie. To me, a lot of the movie appearances, unless the movie goes really, really well, are kind of short-term gross for a character. They get an initial bump. They have more of a bump around the time of the movie, and then they tend to drop. And if they're not still being used in a daily basis type thing, like a cartoon or something, people tend to forget and then don't really desire those characters later on. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of the characters that are in the movies are a quick short-term investment. You can flip them pretty quickly. I focus more on long-term investing because, I'm just mainly a comic book collector, so I have a hard time getting rid of anything. But I really think cartoons really affect you. Especially guys, we tend to be so reliving our childhood, I guess. I mean, I still have Star Wars figures. I still have a lot of the stuff that I had when I was a kid, or stuff that I went and got afterwards, like some of the Transformers and things that from, Star Wars is more from the movies, but everything else is really from cartoons. Some of the big impacts on us when we were kids in the 80s was, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I have there, G.I. Joe, Transformers. I mean, all of those have really affected, I think, the value of comics. And, like this, Turtles are worth quite a bit. Transformers, a lot of the figures, more so than the comics. G.I. Joe, some value in the comics as well, but not a ton. But, a big one here, which I do not have, is Batman, like Harley Quinn from the show. And, that show, she was pretty much created from the cartoon. But a lot of the Justice League, like the old Justice League, the Legion of Doom, all that type of stuff, to me, made a lot of people become collectors of comics and those individual characters. And I also think that, especially on the DC side, the DC cartoons tend to forecast how they plan on going in the either in the comics or down the movie road. Here's Assault on Arkham, which has the Suicide Squad in it. And it's a pretty good movie, not really designed for kids, though. I mean, it's definitely darker. And Superman Public Enemies, they had Shazam in there. Another one that I don't currently have is the Teen Titans. I don't have any of those. My kids watch those all the time. That and Young Justice are to me, are going to be really big for the future of those investors, Like my oldest son is 11, so, say 15 years from now, and if he's buying books and kids from his age are buying books, they're really going to be going after first appearances of the Teen Titans, because that's what they grew up on. That's the show for those kids, what they like. They love Cyborg, they love Beast Boy, they love Nightwing, they really love those characters. And the Young Justice cartoon is pretty good as well. And a big focus lately has been on Damian Wayne in the movies. He had the Batman Bad Blood. He's in there. Also focus on Nightwing. And then you have the Justice League versus the Teen Titans, where Damian Wayne again is moved on to the Teen Titans. He's going to be going on the Teen Titans with the Rebirth, I believe. And his first appearance, which I don't have any yet, I do have a couple on order, but it's his first book, 655, is a cameo, and you can get that for like $10. 656 is his first full appearance, and I've seen them going for $5. And then you have Batman and Robin #1, where it's the first time he's Robin, and the regular book, you can get that near mint for $3. And then you also have Teen Titans 89, where you had that variant cover that I think you can get that for like $30 to $40. Now that one, it's a cool cover and it's a neat variant. I think it's priced pretty well for right now. I mean, it's not like it's his first appearance. Yeah, it's the first time on the Titans, but I do think if you can get it cheap, pick it up. And it's a cool cover, so from that standpoint, it's a neat reason to pick it up. But I think there's more value in the Batman 655, 656. And then Batman and Robin #1 seems like a no-brainer to me as the first Robin. I know there's another one where he's the first Batman, but I don't think the goal down the road is to have a different Batman. I think he's going to be more of a Robin character, but a more violent style character, which honestly, as the Teen Titans go, I think that's one thing that they're missing from that is, you have mainly more of the comical characters. You don't have that like a Wolverine style personality, whereas Damian Wayne does a better job at delivering that type of thing. And then you had him in Batman vs. Robin. You had the Court of Owls in there. And it's key. It seems to me that Damian is going to be a growing character. I think he's a pretty likable character, and I like the fact, Robin, when I grew up, I always kind of thought Robin was a wimp. And I like his version of Robin being that, just go kill the bad guys and stuff like that. I just think is a kind of a cool adaptation of a character. And, again, like I said, these TV shows, I've been beating the bandwagon on the Teen Titans. But, I truly believe that the first appearance of the Teen Titans, where you have Starfire and Cyborg and Raven, I honestly think that, like a 9.6 book of that I got for a couple $100 for my birthday. And I believe that could be a $1,000 book, 10 years or so from now. The Teen Titans are huge right now. And those type of things are what you remember when you were a kid. Everybody has those shows that they grew up on that mean something to them. You don't have that as much in the movies. Don't get me wrong, there's movies I love. The biggest impact on me would probably be Star Wars. But even, like Indiana Jones, I love those movies, but it's not like I collect anything from that. All the stuff I collected, spawns from all the cartoons. And you think about like the old He-Man Masters of the Universe stuff. A lot of people collect that stuff. It's mainly from the cartoons. It's not from that movie that they made of it. Even if you like the movie, it's mainly focused around cartoons. So I really think the cartoons is more of a long-term investment standpoint because you don't have that immediate jump. It's not like if you announce that, Damian Wayne's going to be in a movie tomorrow, then that book's going to go up probably $10 overnight. Now, good chance after the movie it comes down, and then, you might not even care about it. Perfect example, that would be like Whiplash from Iron Man. Or the Dark Elf guy, I forget his name, in Thor. That one's gone down. The terrible butchering of the Mandarin, that could have gone up, but the movie was not designed to put the Mandarin in a good light, so... Judge Dredd's had a couple movies. They have Initial Spike, and they weren't good movies, but that you don't have that continue follow up from there. To me, the X-Men, they've made a lot of those books are worth a lot of money and they're amazing stories. But I truly feel that I love the X-Men and I love the comics, but if it wasn't for watching the X-Men cartoons, I don't think I would be near the fan that I am today, and I think a lot of other people are the same way. For instance, Gambit. The cartoon is what made me like Gambit. It wasn't the comic. Apocalypse was so awesome in that movie. He wasn't even a big main character of the X-Men. I just loved his character, Mr. Sinister. Loved the Wolverine from the cartoon. And just all those type of cartoons. I really think people growing up on that stuff, that's what makes them want to collect. Like I said, guys are generally the type of people that, we value something from our childhood more so than a lot of other stuff that we would pick up today. I think the same would be true for some of the comics. Like you might pick up a book that you really love today, but you care more about the older books that you have that you remember something from. And there might be some differences to that, but I just really think that long-term investment, the comics are a good forecast. Not the comics. The cartoons are a better forecast than the movies. And the movies are more of a quick turnaround on most of those.